Hey guys, it's David here with the Butcher.
Yo.
And Roy,
Yabba
Engineer Roy. Butcher, we got a very special guest today on a very special edition of the Wrestling Guy podcast.
Yes, and I am very excited. I'm sure everybody else in the podcast are going to be very excited as well because we have the one and the only, the queen of all pumpkins, Miss Sage Sin. Yeah!
Thank you so much. I'm so happy and honored to be on this show with you guys.
I thank
you. So hard.
So how was the drive over here?
Hot and sunny as LA is, but to actually be in this store, I'm here live with everybody, and it's an amazing, amazing store. I'm kind of like the kid in me is like, I need to look around, hold on. No, it's great though. It was not a bad drive. I'm excited to be here.
I heard that on Tuesday when we were originally supposed to do the show, Engineer Roy had kidnapped you, taken you to the pumpkin patch with Linus to go look for the great pumpkin, he said.
He's coming. The great pumpkin is coming.
See?
He is. It's October every month here, buddy. Sorry.
He only comes to the most sincere pumpkin patches, though.
I didn't know that.
Sorry, Roy. He wasn't going to come see you then.
Yes, not. So, Seiji, what have you been up to? Give us a full little detail, and then we're going to go into a little bit from the beginning of when you were a little pumpkin.
It's kind of been a roller coaster, but it's been an exciting roller coaster. A lot of wrestling, just trying to keep busy, trying to, get out there and make a name for myself and just spread, bring my vision and bring what I'm doing to as many people as I can. So recently I did the IWA Queen of the Death match. That was fucking amazing.
Nice.
Just getting a little more hardcore lately, I guess, and I can't complain. I love it. It's exciting. We've got UEW coming up August 8th. I have an underground ITV championship match, so I'm excited for that. So just training.
Very cool.
I just came from UEW, just training right now. So looking forward to that.
Looks like you've been busy all month, too. Well, all of July, because every time I check out your Instagram, you're somewhere else.
At least it seems that way, right? It's
right.
If she's not wearing green makeup, she's wearing purple. If it's not purple, it's orange. So, I mean,
Some. I just got to keep it busy, It's trick or treat. It's always something interesting. You never know.
One thing for sure, you're very colorful. That's what I like about you. Very unique and different.
Thank you.
So, what made you go into professional wrestling? Because I remember you had a partner as a host for, I believe, was LCW.
Yes.
And yeah, so you were just like an announcer.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I mean, you give us the full detail. What triggered you to become a wrestler?
Well, I watched it, as a kid, growing up and everything, and it's just been around me growing up, and I never thought you don't really know there's such a huge indie scene if you're not aware of it really. So yeah, I came in as an announcer. I went to a show and started announcing with Monchichi, Danny Ramirez. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him.
Good old Dunny. Daddy.
Munch. Everybody knows
We'll
his
just call
voice.
him Munchichi then.
Munchichi. Everyone knows him by that. Either way. No,
Herbalife Munchichi.
There you go. Plug in the Herbalife.
There you go. There you have
nice.
it, Danny. Thank me later.
But no, he was great. We came in and announced together at LCW. But I was not content, I've seen all these people in the ring and everything, and then I learned you could train and you could do it yourself, so I started training and started managing with Supreme, of course, and he really brought me into everything. He showed me everything and just showed me what wrestling was all about, being next to the ring and being so close to everything and seeing him, bleed, basically, for the business, physically, and, pretty much just it was intense, but it was something that I wanted to do, and so shortly after, I guess it was 2011, I started training, and I didn't really have my first official match till 2013. I just had my 2-year anniversary after a couple days ago, but
Congratulations.
So, yeah, it was exciting. I'm excited. It's been a long journey, but it was never something I thought I would do growing up, honestly.
Because I remember when you started first training, I was there for a little bit with you, and then
we had some matches.
And
wait, you wrestled the Butcher?
I did. I remember he called me what'd you call me? I was so sweaty, and you're like, you little something like cockroach, something. I'll never forget it. Obviously, I just did, but it was the funniest
I have
thing.
no memory of it. So
it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
I'm
it was
still
a good
amazed.
match.
The Butcher you actually wrestled?
Never mind about that. Anyways.
He was there for my first, not official match, but my first festival match in 2011.
That was over in Pacific Boulevard.
Huntington Park, the
original
festival.
Pacific Mania.
The original Pacific Mania. Exactly. We call it
Fun
Pacific
show.
Mania. That was a lot of fun.
He was there.
Yeah, so I
The
was out there
butcher.
supporting the crowd and everything, but it was good. But what I want to know, Supreme,
Mhm.
is he still managing you? Because I know in the past you guys will come out or you'll be in some of his promos and stuff.
I mean, family sticks together, but right now, he's just kind of doing his thing, taking care of his health and whatnot. I mean, when we can, we do what we can together, but not at the moment, really. Right now, I'm just trying to get where I can, really. Every now and then, Kano's part of it, sometimes not. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Just
cool. So
depends.
is Kano is he also training to be a wrestler?
Not. I mean, he gets in the ring. He definitely can hold his own in the ring.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you're
he's
with Supreme, of course you
yeah,
would, right?
right. But no, he's a great manager. He's great at what he does outside the ring. He always has our back. So yeah.
Nice. So what else do we have in store now that you're doing more wrestling championships?
I did have a women's title match with Hudson Envy at AWS. That was very amazing. That was a great opportunity. And then, yeah, with the ITV title match at UEW, I'm really excited for that too. But I'm just take my opportunities as they come. I'm involved with Freak Show, and AWS, and FCW, 3PW, and UEW currently. But I mean, I've got my eyes set on gold. But we'll see. We'll see.
How was that match with Hudson Envy? I missed it personally, but I was there when they announced.
Well, we
night.
have history together. With AWS, I did valet for her a few times. Then we tagged. She also valeted for me a few times. We had a match with Seville Alvarez. It was first blood match.
Wow.
So that was really fun. We won, of course. So.
I was there. That was pretty good. I remember that.
I think it was Halloween too.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
That was
So-
at Pinata Dome.
Yep. So it's great to be in the ring with her. I've watched her grow. I met her when she was starting, so it was great to have different spots in our wrestling career and see her blossom like she is. So it was great to get to be in the ring together. But unfortunately, I didn't win.
Well, you have a big following. Huge.
Well, thank you.
Huge.
Thank you. I've
You got
worked hard for it.
You got a loud pop that night at AWS when it was
Thank you.
announced.
Thank you.
And Instagram, Twitter, Facebook was excited we were going to have you
I'm
on.
happy. That's good. Rather than them being like, why? Don't. That's good, right?
I think even our competition was very jealous we had you on before they did.
Ooh.
And who's the competition? Oh, the Radio Dickheads.
Yes.
Oh, of course, Sam. Right.
Hey, I didn't say anything. I'm staying out of that one.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to give them a plug, right?
I think. Go back to that Herbalife plug.
How did it make you feel knowing that that you didn't expect to be where you are right now? When you said when you were younger you didn't expect to be in the ring, and now you have this huge following.
It's really amazing. I'm gonna kind of revert to the passing of the legend Roddy Piper right now, because I got to meet him at a convention when I was starting out. I was really nervous, really shy, kind of like, hey, can I ask you a question? What do you have advice for beginning wrestlers? And he gave me the greatest speech. Just if you wrestle with your heart, you can never go wrong. The closer your character is to your heart, just that's how you're gonna have fun basically in the business. And it was I'll never forget that, because that's kind of what I've done with the Pumpkin Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I love Halloween. I've always been a Halloween fan. Just growing up, who doesn't love to trick or treat?
Right.
Yeah.
So to turn that into my character with wrestling, it's not really a character. It's it's so close to home that it's just another persona coming out in the ring. And to have fans, to have people that come along with it, which I now call the Pumpkin Army. To have a Pumpkin Army is incredible. It's incredible. I'm happy that I have people, following my journey and
Right.
to inspire people. I guess, that's what wrestling is. It's you never think you could be an athlete, to be a role model, to be an advocate for women's wrestling and things like that. I wasn't into sports as a kid. I'm not fast, none of that kind of stuff. But when I'm in the ring, the Pumpkin Queen is a whole nother person, and it's just it's amazing. You can inspire people. You can, just all the little kids that are at the shows. That's always the cutest. Is the little girls are
Right.
my biggest fans, and I love it. It's not a problem at all, because I love them too. They're so cute.
And when she comes into the ring, what's so fascinating about her is that you do draw people's attention. And not just that, she comes with her little pumpkin, different color pumpkins.
Sometimes with candy.
And you know what?
Sometimes.
Speaking of candy,
I didn't get any candy
we didn't get no
that day.
candy.
You guys
I know.
weren't good today. Sorry.
We just got
But
some
it's great, and
cinnamon
it's
gum.
and it's,
There
and
you
it's
go.
unique and it's different. That's what
Thank
I
you.
like it so much about it. It's like, what's her name too? Thunder Rose. When I went to go see her, she comes with this whole Godzilla theme music, and it's just catching, and
Yeah, I
it
think she
stands
grew
out
a lot in Japan.
So, but for what you're doing with, you've gone against like with Ray's and Shelly Martinez, and you've done
pretty much all the SoCal girls, California girls. There's not a lot of us, unfortunately, but we all, do what we can to kick ass and hold our own, either female or males. It doesn't matter, we're just in there to wrestle. That's all you have to do. That's what you have to do. Is just hold your own.
How does it feel kicking Seville's ass?
Okay, let me talk about Seville for a second. I had a feeling it might turn into that, but to be completely serious.
Hey, Seville, just don't get butthurt, all right? It's all love.
No, seriously.
No,
he knows that I love him because it's like, I'm not saying we're Rock and Stone Cold, but he is my Rock. He is my Stone Cold. You know what I mean? That's my we have these feuds and these great matches in the ring where it's like we just love to kick each other's ass, and we have a great time doing it, and the fans love watching it.
It's like two cousins going at it.
Seriously, he's a wrestling brother of mine. We came from the same school, and he's just always pushed me. So I really hope he heals well. I hope he comes back to wrestling because I think the wrestling world is missing him, and it's not something I'm proud of. So it's just, I'm missing him in the ring. I'm missing my opponent.
I'm sure it makes it easier because Seville's a heel magnet.
He is. A lot of people hate him, and he doesn't realize that
he's a woman hater.
He's doing his job. A lot of people hate him, but it's not because they hate him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They hate the gimmick.
Right.
How much easier does it make it for you when you come out to have all those fans erupt? Because they're going to love you while he's getting booed out of the building. That's
always funny. It always makes me laugh because it's like you can kind of just sit back and feel the hate, and you're just like... Okay, I guess. Okay, if you want me to, all right. But it's at the same time, he's sitting there talking shit, so you're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna go punch you. So, you're not like sitting there playing patty cake. We're sitting there punching each other. So, but it's with love, at the same time.
What do you tell these little girls now? Since you have a lot of little girls that, wear the makeup and everything, that want to get into wrestling. Have you had anybody come up to you and say, "Well, I want to be a wrestler just like you"?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into being a wrestler, so it's like when little kids ask me that, you're kind of like, hey, that's great, you know what I mean? But it's like, oh yeah, I mean, it's a great passion to have, it is. I'm not saying, don't be a wrestler, it's just, you have to be passionate, you have to have a thick skin. Mostly, I tell girls that if they want to do this, is, don't let anyone treat you like a girl. Don't let the boys treat you like a girl. Stand up to the boys. Be one with the boys. Because there'll be a lot of people that will treat you either way. Either very dainty or discriminate you because you're a girl. And it's just like, we're just trying to really, all the female wrestlers, I think, at this point, are trying to make a stand to not be women wrestlers, to not be special attraction matches. I forgot what show that was. That referee will never, ever make that mistake again and call it. No, it was an announcer that said special attractions match. He will never make that mistake again, I promise you.
Now, you're one of the SoCal wrestlers, female, males, but for the females, you're one of the, not few, but one of them that I've never seen. You have to dress all provocative to get the attention. I'm not going to mention any names, and there's still some that are out there that dress, with everything hanging out.
Right.
I mean, it must make you feel good to know that,
Now I know where your brain's at.
No, it's true. You're over on your wrestling
thank you.
skill and not on the
Well,
body.
You're not wrong. That's like a huge, like, what do you call it? Like, I can't, if you guys can think of the word I'm making some type of like
a kind of stereotype.
We're doing the charades here. Like, there's that, like, thing that comes with women's wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where people think it has to be eye candy. And that's great, yeah, be eye candy, whatever, but it's like, are you a wrestler or are you boobs? Like, no, I mean, to each their own. I'm not saying, like, don't dress this way, don't dress that way, but, like, the moves is what's important, It's like, I'm not trying to sell my body. I'm not trying to sell, like, I came in as, like, an alternative model just on the side. And to me, it's like, I mean, I never did any kind of weird, risque modeling, but to each their own, if you want to, whatever. But it's like, if I had bikini photos, that's not going to be on my merch table because that's not the image I'm selling.
Right.
And especially for these little girls that are looking up to you, it's like, you can be strong and sexy. I'm not saying that. And, I try to embody being strong and sexy without being like, overly, here's sex appeal. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's important to me. It's like, again, being an equal without having to show off any kind of weird. I don't know. That doesn't make you an equal.
Well, I know there's a lot of guys when I was at AWS. I thought you were very sexy with and that's
I appreciate
with all
it.
the makeup.
And like she's not revealing it. It just makes it like.
It always cracks me up. People always go, "Wow, you're so pretty without the paint," and it's not really a compliment. It's kind of like, "Am I ugly with the paint on?" I'm not doing it to hide anything. It's just because, yeah, you don't see anyone with paint on. It's like, it's fun for me. It's more creative. It's a creative outlet. So it's just, I don't know. It's always a funny comment when you get that.
Now, you just, right now, because that was the next question I was going to ask you, because you talked about fashion. I remember a while back you would post some stuff that's fashion. I always compliment
Yeah.
you. She's very great with her color.
Oh, well, thank
Her
you.
color is amazing when she mixes it up. And sometimes when now, do you do your own makeup or do you have someone doing it for you?
No, I do it. Yeah, I've just always seen like random stuff and trying to mimic it, and then with the face paint stuff, same thing, kind of. So yeah, it's always something that I do myself.
And the hair coloring too is amazing.
Oh, thank
too.
you.
How long does it
Like to
take
match.
for you to put on the makeup?
Um,
And how are you so patient?
if I'm hungry, it's a little more jigga-jaggedy. You'll know when I'm hungry because it looks a little more like But if I'm nice and detailed, I like to say 20 minutes, but my opponents might say it takes longer. I don't know. They was yelling at me to hurry up.
So who was when you started watching wrestling? What was it? WWE, WCW?
When I was watching it, it was the Attitude Era.
Attitude.
I came in with Stone Cold, The Rock. Like, oddly, like, not oddly, but the Stone Cold is like my, like, you know, that's who I look up to. But it's like, I mean, nothing's wrong with that at all. But it's just funny, you never see, like, girls that are like, oh, Stone Cold. But, you know, Jeff Hardy and, like, Lita and things like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just never not got in, but had a very strong knowing of the, you know, older stuff. I mean, I'm aware of all of it, but it's like watching it now, you're just so like, wow. So enthralled. Wrestling today is so fast and so quick, and it's like to get to watch like 30s matches, 50s matches. I was just watching some of that with some of my trainers, and it was like just sets you back. It's so great. I love watching that stuff. But I did come in on the Attitude Era, so.
Now you come up with the Pumpkin Queen,
Mhm.
right? Now from the Pumpkin Queen, because I know a little bit about your side that you like horror.
Definitely.
Films. Is that part of the reason how you just created the whole Pumpkin Queen? Because the movies such like Freddy Krueger, zombie films,
Yeah.
Jason, and so is that? I mean, how does the pumpkin come about?
It kind of started, I guess, with a match that I had with an old trainer of mine. It started the face paint, and then it just kind of spiraled into, like I said, bringing Halloween into just what I love every day, and it kind of grew into that. So now it's just like comfortable doing it. So yeah.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Favorite horror movie? I watch a lot of them.
Or slasher film?
I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Halloween, Friday the 13th. Can't go wrong with the classics. Trick or Treat has become one of my definite favorites. I think you can't not watch Halloween and Trick or Treat for Halloween. You know what I mean?
Rob Zombie or John Carpenter?
John Carpenter. Go
Thank
away.
you. You see?
Oh,
Thank you. Engineer Roy, you're booted out of here.
I love Rob Zombie, but like,
He's
come
got a
on.
certain
Let's
different
stick
flavor.
to like
Yeah, I get
new
it.
movies, your own movies, no remakes, please.
No, he killed that whole Halloween
Yeah.
franchise. Thank you.
No hate. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying I prefer
No, I just
the
like the
originals.
psychological aspect. Of it.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
You know what I would do? I don't know if you remember, but there was a couple of times, like whenever I'm driving in Los Angeles, and when I'll pass by the old Hoover Cemetery, and if I catch a good view, I would take a picture and then I would send it to Sage.
Aw,
And I would send her like,
Remember
"Hey, what do you
that.
think of this? What do you think of these kind of pictures?" So
I remember that. I do remember.
some old graveyard. I
My
think a
favorite
graveyard.
is
I
the Whittier
think of,
one, right? The Whittier. It's like past the 710.
Oh yes,
Whittier.
yes, the old.
Oh, I'll just drive through there just to do my makeup sometimes. I love that cemetery. I know I'm retarded. Don't ask.
As long as you don't go by at night, we'll be okay.
No, it's closed at night.
We're
Otherwise,
just,
I
we're just
would.
trying to get to the foundation of the Pumpkin Queen.
Well, that freaks out David.
Yes. E.T. scares me. So.
But then
You know,
again, David's a freak. So
don't tell anyone. I mean, nothing's supposed to scare the Pumpkin Queen, but I'm deathly afraid of Alf. Alf is.
Really?
He's terrifying. Look at that thing.
We're the opposite. I love Alf. I'm just terrified of E.T.
E.T. doesn't bother me, but Alf, just that face. Yeah, I'm good without that.
You know when I got terrified of Alf when I found out it was a midget inside.
That's
I was so
terrifying.
heartbroken because then I started watching the clips when in the beginning when he would run and you would see him and I'm like, oh, that is kind of creepy.
Well,
It's a
disturbing.
midget.
You guys are scary about those guys. I was more scared about Vicky the Robot from Small Wonder.
Oh,
I don't know.
Now you're really showing your age, Butcher.
Well, it's been really cool with the horror. Actually, me and my husband have taken on a separate, like, kind of taken out of the wrestling element and grabbed onto the horror element, where we have this thing called Creature Feature. So we do Creature Theater Double Feature. I believe that's the title of it. It's kind of a mouthful. But we do it at the UEW Arena, and the last one was free, but, you know, we're trying to just bring in a crowd. We did House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Wow. This time we're going to do Hatchet and They Live for Rowdy Piper, of course.
Wow. Oh,
nice. So that's August 7th at the UEW Arena. I believe it's $10, but, you know, it's for a good cause to keep the arena going, and we put up a big screen and just have a nice, fun showing for, you know, whoever just wants to come and enjoy some horror movies.
Especially against Rowdy. Come on.
Right? That's August 7th, and then we have another one August 28th. We're doing 2 a month every month, so that's really fun.
Any Halloween coming up?
We're going to do, I believe, Halloween and Trick or Treat in October. Ooh. I'm pretty sure. We have the full schedule up, so check it out online.
Just don't play Rob Zombies, please.
It's not that
one. Oh, stop. I like whatever. I like
not the Halloween movie.
Oh. I just like my. Zombie Walk. You still do it?
I think I missed the last one. No, I haven't got to keep up with them. But that one year was so much fun. When you get to just bang on Jack in the Box, brains, and like, what the fuck? What's going on out there?
And it was hot too. It was like broad daylight. I remember it was Carnage and Supreme and myself.
Yeah, they all came. You guys all came.
We just like go support it. And then what was the name of that group that was? Ghoulies. Tall dude, skeleton looking.
Rhythm Coffin?
Yes, Rhythm Coffin. I'm trying to get your attention because you know who they are. But anyways.
They're good friends. They're
funny. They are amazing. You will know who I'm talking about.
I think they're playing at that Hertz and Reptile show today. In Azusa? Where's Azusa?
No, it's going towards...
Come on, Engineer Roy.
Yes,
you're everywhere. Where's Azusa?
East of us.
Yeah. There you go. East from Huntington Park.
After 60.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Google it then.
Plugging other things here.
When you're in the ring, have you been, well, before I get to that, have you been a heel or always face?
I kind of bounce back and forth to both. I love being, you know, the good guy because, like, the Pumpkin Queen is kind of about, like, you know, saying fuck you to the bullies and to the people that smash pumpkins and giving out candy. Like, I love giving out candy, but, like, when I'm the bad guy, there's no candy for any of you, and I'm the queen, of course, but... So I kind of have fun with both, you know? I guess watching Stone Cold, it's kind of fun to flip the switch.
Yeah. Well, Austin, I guess he never... you might get to that point where you'll never be able to get booed anymore.
Right? You're just like, you're just both, I guess?
Right. You're both. You could do both. Get away with it.
Just kick you in the nuts and then say yes.
Yeah. You kick Butcher in the nuts for me?
What's wrong with you?
I was upset.
So who did you start training with?
I did start my training with Santino's briefly, and then after I left them, I went to MPW in Moore Park with Seth Guyfire from LBW. I trained a little bit with, like, you know, Las Luchas, Ballards, you know, here and there with random people, like Robbie Phoenix and stuff, and then went to UEW right now. That's where I am.
Where's UEW at? As you said, it's in
East LA. 926 Clayla Avenue.
Oh,
exactly.
Now, do they do an open ring night, or?
I think they have a schedule coming up. Like, I know they do training every Saturday, but they're trying to get a good, like, different elements of training, all sorts of weird different classes in there for everybody. So I'm not sure the exact schedule yet, but it's coming.
I gotta get my ass in the ring again and just like, you know, burn off the love handles, man. They're trying to creep up on me.
That's why the Freak Show is so much fun because it's like you can like go there and not really. I mean, you put on a great show, but you have so much fun doing it. Like, I believe I got to be Jason last time and fought Ray's, who was Freddy.
Wow.
We killed each other at the end of the match. Yes, we killed each other at the end of the match.
Well, tell us more about Freak Show, because Freak Show's coming up big right now in LA. Tell us more about it, because I think we might have Simbodi on later on this week.
Oh, great.
And we really want to push it, because it's something different compared to all the other local independent shows.
The Octopus.
Yeah, tell us more, like, how, I mean, if you know, how it came up, if you know, and like, how you got involved to it.
I don't know how it came up, honestly. I know Sin Bodhi is just a mastermind of weirdness and craziness, so...
He's our Rob Zombie in professional wrestling.
Exactly. I think that's kind of how it came together. His brain just kind of spewed out, and that's Freak Show, you know what I mean? Like, he just found all these great characters. Like, they've got Guar's Techno Destructo.
Right.
That's great. And then Serial Man, and they just do all these crazy, crazy things. Like, there's, like, referees that are chickens and monkeys and stuff like that. And then
Just
the last
stuff
show,
that you're like, huh?
right? But
Yeah.
you're like, wait, let me watch that. Hold on. Yeah, like I wrestled the Ghost of Whitney Houston. That got on TMZ, so that was pretty cool.
Oh wow!
I saw the video.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
I did see the TMZ clip.
Oh really? I gotta check it out.
It was all
The Ghost
because
of Whitney
I had a
Houston.
crack
Yes.
bag for her to, and that she tried to get it, and I won the match because she was too focused on the crack
Yeah,
bag.
she was trying to get the last corner. She had to tap the
And
last
the crack
corner.
bag
Yeah.
was on the last corner, and she
my
just got excited, and I won. I mean, sorry, Whitney, that was bad on your part.
Well, just another note. By the way, Whitney Houston, she's 3 years sober. But anyways,
Yay.
And by the way, that's not a knock at all on anything serious happening and with her and her family at all.
Yes,
It was a very fun, silly thing we did in the ring that had nothing to do with any of that. As many people on the website were very, very upset, but they're all TMZ people, not wrestling
of
people.
course.
So
Well, there you go.
it was angry. It was so much fun. So
I tell everybody about Freak Show. It's like going to like a carnival,
kind of.
carnival wrestling, and
Yeah.
like a stage show all together.
Yeah.
Like a play.
Yeah, I think they've got Squirts the Clown who does fire breathing, and every now and then he does some burlesque and tickle fights and pillow fights, and I don't even know. He breathes fire. It's crazy. And then, they often have Shelly Martinez. Just a lot of crazy, we had the octopus, the giant octopus
Yeah,
that
right.
pretty much took out the whole entire roster. Santa versus Jesus. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, I saw that when I heard about that.
Yeah, the next show is August 15th, and then I think October 15th, but August 15th is the next one.
Where are
they're
you wrestling
aiming
August
towards.
15th?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. There's always some, like I said, last time I wrestled Freddy Krueger, so, and I believe there was a boxing robot nun. That was Shelly Martinez's tag partner. No, wait. Shelly was my partner. See, it's Freak Show. It's so crazy. There's a lot of crazy antics you just can't keep up with.
Have you wrestled Roy's favorite partner, Adolf Hitler?
Adolf, he's a great character there. He's intense. He takes out everybody.
But how fun is it wrestling for Freak Show, and then when you go to another show, do you kind of like,
Well, honestly, it's like Freak Show, I feel boring, even as a pumpkin queen. Because they're like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, let me put on a chicken suit. No, not really. But, you kind of want to amp it up even more. But, I still have fun at all the other shows. You still just amp up your own character, you know what I mean? So, it's fun anywhere.
Have you ever tried Lucha Vavumia, or have they called you?
I would love to work there. I haven't seen in person their shows, but seeing the hype that they've gotten is crazy.
It's kind of something similar to Freak Show a little
Yeah, I
bit.
think so. It looks
but
like
still
it.
more. I think they're more kind of like more skin showing.
Mm-hmm.
So
didn't we just talk about that?
yeah,
I
but
think you were the one talking about that, weren't you?
I didn't. I didn't. You did.
Kind of reminds me. Also, every now and then I get to go up and do Hood Slam. Hood Slam is another fucking beast. That place up there. Whew, I think the gimmick is don't bring your fucking kids. But don't bring your fucking kids, man. That place is crazy. But in a good way. Their
Right.
fans are unlike anything else, and I believe they had Hercules versus Xena, which was Christina Von Eerie and somebody else. So it's just as equally as crazy. It's fun.
But that's what wrestling should be, right? Fun.
Yeah, totally. If you're not having fun, then you're not doing anything right.
Right.
Do
You're
you,
missing all these great shows.
Get out there. Come
You
on.
gotta get out there.
So
Well, I know they're having one in Vegas pretty soon, aren't they? Or is that
which one?
the
Freak Show?
yes?
I think they just did have one in Vegas.
Okay.
Just
Then
recently.
that's the one I'm getting.
They're kind of bouncing back and forth from a couple different, just putting on multiple shows, which is great.
Now, have you gone to other states to wrestle yet, or just SoCal so far?
A couple. When I started Freak Show, I got to be a lumberjack clown in Vegas.
wow.
So that was really random. So it was really great to go and be part of the matches finally and be part of the roster. 'Cause, just being I'm a lumberjack. So, but it was really fun to be in Vegas. And then let's see. Sorry, what was the question again?
You had a very bloody match. Honestly.
There you go.
Where was that
Questions. Yes. Well, that was the Queen of the Deathmatch tournament. The first bloody match was my pumpkin. Sorry, I can't even think right. Pumpkin Patch Death Match with Kikyo Nakamura. That was Halloween last year.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully we'll have another Pumpkin Patch Death Match this year. But I've had a few scuffles with BC Killer and Homeless Jimmy where they got me bloody. What match was it? I think. And then most recently was the Queen of the Death match with Thunder Kitty. I got to wrestle Thunder Kitty.
I want to
there.
say, wow, how's she doing?
Yeah, it was
How long
great to see her there. She gave me my first match in 2011. So she tried to kick my ass, but I ended up kicking her ass. Went through
Thunder
the
Kitty,
first.
she's pretty much everywhere these days.
Yeah, she's doing great over there. So it was great to see her over there. We went through the first round together, and then I went wrestled Kathy the Butcher Owens. I've never heard of her, but it was great to wrestle with
Any
you.
relation?
Yeah, just yeah.
Yeah, right? Do you know
Everybody
her?
wants to
Do you
be a
know
picture.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you might.
Get your own fucking gimmick.
Oh, shit.
So that was
That's
probably
an
where you
insider
saw
one,
me
but
all
we'll
bloody.
talk about that one later.
Wait, now that one was on the East Coast.
Yeah, I got to go out to Indiana for that, and that was super fun. I went out there with JD Horror. We kind of represented UEW. That was really fun. I've wrestled CAC not the last year, but the year before that in Vegas, and yeah, just Northern California. I think that's about it for
Are you
different
thinking
states.
about maybe Mexico, Canada?
I'd love to go
Japan?
there. I have a potential Canada tour in September, I believe. If everything goes right, it's kind of pending right now.
Mhm.
It's called Girls Tour, September 25th through October 3rd. It's Canadian Wrestling Elite is presenting it. Kikyo is going to be part of it too. So
Wow.
it should be fun if that works out. And Mexico, I'd love to go to Mexico. I'm supposed to actually wrestle Crazy Mary Dobson September 22nd for Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling for Chick Fight. That's, I think, in Indiana. So I'm really excited to go back out there and wrestle her. She's been on my list of, people to wrestle. So that's exciting. But yeah, I'd love to go anywhere. I
About
really want to get
Japan?
out there.
I'm sure you
I'd
would
love to go
Japan.
to Japan, I'd love to, honestly, I'd like to go out there and just train. Because I'm still just like, as much as training, I can build. I'm still in that mindset where I'm like, people see me as a wrestler. I'm like training to do, you know what I mean? It's like, but that is, what you do. So it's
Imagine
like,
if Sage goes to Japan, all the little Asian girls, they're like,
Aw.
I want to wrestle you. I
aw,
want to wrestle you.
dude, those Japan girls, I'm not gonna fuck with them. They're crazy. They're like half my size, and they are like just suplexing like left and right. So I'd love to go
They're
there
like
and
little go-karts in
train.
there. I've seen it.
They're
Hilarious.
crazy. I'd love to train there, but wrestle there. I'd love to just expand and go everywhere. That's kind of the dream,
So let's say, because you're awfully young still. So let's fast forward a little ahead. Let's say 20 years from now.
Ooh, that's
Just
a
a
lot
little.
ahead. I was gonna say that's a
Look
lot
at
ahead.
wrestling. I mean, look at it. There's people still people are still wrestling in their 60s. But let's say 20 years from now. All right, you'll probably be in your 30s or 40s. I don't know.
Oh, at 10?
I don't know. I don't want to blast your age out there for But what can we see in you in the future? I mean, back then, fashion, acting, still wrestling.
Oh, I hope everything. I I'd love to still be wrestling, and if not, just be around the business to show other girls and kind of teach them, even to train or whatnot, and just kind of be like a mentor. Or that's kind of a goal to ever consider yourself a mentor. It'd be weird. Even people that are like, oh, can
Why
you show
not?
me some moves? You're like, wait, what? It's weird. You know what I mean? You don't see yourself like that.
I was thinking more kind of like the next Elvira, the queen of the pumpkins,
Yeah,
having little
fuck yeah.
sitcoms, the hosting, because you
That'd be great.
obviously you can host and you do a great job of it.
Yeah, I'd love it to just be, like you said, like Elvira. She's just
Yeah.
like a thing almost, not necessarily a person. She's just like a package. So that'd be great because I love horror, I love wrestling. I mean, modeling's always like a fun side thing for me, and I love fashion. I did that in high school. So it'd be really cool. I love animals too. I was saying to someone it'd be really fun to eventually build my wrestling to a point where I can have my own animal conservation kind of.
Mhm.
So it's something you can go back to and forth during the week. You know what I mean? That'd be really nice. That'd be fun. I don't know. I'm just kind of in that point in my life where I'm just dreaming. I'm just like, I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with thinking of little ideas and suggestions, stuff like that. I mean, look what happened to that poor lion. So Cecil.
Cecil.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I just heard that they killed his brother.
Poachers are terrible. They're just terrible. I'm
David's
such an animal activist.
Oh no, David's been looking at dogs lately. He's been wanting to take off their heads and put them on his.
No.
David's mean with pets.
I'm still bummed out with the whole, what is that, in China, where they,
Oh, no.
that once a year where they
I don't want to
skin
know.
the dogs. And all
Don't tell me
stuff.
that.
Yeah, it's
No.
depressing.
I don't even want to think about going to wrestle in China now. But anyways,
That's sad.
so you got a big show coming up on. Well, I'm a little fast forward here. August the 29th. AWS.
Yes.
You will be you will be going against Laura, the Destroyer James.
Yes, as it was announced. Yeah. I'm bummed AWS is kind of closing up, it looks like, for the year. I hope they'll be back, They've been a great source of wrestling, I think, for the local scene, especially for female wrestling. So I'm looking forward to wrestle someone I've never wrestled before. Because, like you said, I've got to wrestle Raze and Shelly and Kikyo and all these SoCal people. So it's great to kind of branch out a little bit with someone I've never wrestled before because I've seen her in the ring. So I'm looking forward to it. we'll see. We'll see.
Have you got I don't want to say starstruck or anything like that, but kind of similar to that feel, like whenever you wrestle somebody, let's say like Shirley Martinez, how did that make you feel like when you wrestle, or you just see her like?
Oh, she's so sweet that we just kind of became friends when we met each other, and like she's always been very sweet to me and very kind to me. That she's just always treated me like an equal, never been like anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, I probably got a little starstruck seeing Christina Bonnieri. I saw her before I wrestled, so it was like, it was nice to see people who are like, oh, I've seen them, but she's also another down-to-earth person.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a one-on-one match with her. I've had a three-way with her, a New York Knockout, but
oh, wow.
I want to get her one-on-one in the ring really bad. She's definitely, like her, Lou Dark, some of these great wrestlers, even Lufisto. I want to take on anyone. New opponents. I mean, not just females, but those are just, some of the female names I can think of.
I always tell Bart, one of my all-time favorites is Buggy Nova from AWS.
I did get to wrestle her. We had a tag match. It was me and Reyes versus her, and I think it was Katana. I'm sorry if I'm messing that up. My brain's frazzled. But it was really fun. It was so great to have her step in the ring. See, I'm always like, oh, when are we going to get... Because people are always like, are you Buggy? And I'm like, no, I'm not Buggy Nova. People think I'm like the reincarnation of her or something.
No, because I saw both of you together. Oh, look, my two favorites are there.
Aww.
I got all excited, and I'm like, oh, I should have gone.
And then one walks away. He's like, you're my favorite.
That's
You're
what he
my
does.
favorite.
She already knows you. How fun was
she's
it
great.
that ladies' night you did that whole confrontation with Jekyll's and that whole...
Jekyll's was fun because I've got to valet for him too, and so we kind of have that bond. He's like my jester, I'm the queen.
Right.
So it's like I know it was men versus women, but we were just playing, we were
Right.
having fun, and I'm glad it entertained the crowd. So it was silly.
The fans ate it up. They loved it. They loved it. It was awesome.
Everyone was playing chicken, and instead we just were like, so it was fun.
Jekyll's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
So what about luchadoras? Like Mexican luchadoras, of course. Are you like the heel when you go against them? Like, let's say you go to East LA and you Mexican, you wrestle luchador. Of course, they're going to stand by their...
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it's like, I guess when people don't know who I am, I do look like the heel off the back sometimes. So they're like, who do I cheer for, I guess? I don't know. But most of the time, yeah, I guess I tend to be the bad guy, especially when it comes to like wrestling Datora and stuff. I don't know. I guess she's just a crowd favorite, so it comes naturally to beat her up. So it's fun.
How hard is it for you, or easy for you, to turn the crowd? Like, if you know you have to be the face.
I mean, as a face, I love the crowd. I will interact with them like crazy. As a heel, I'm probably not doing my job interacting with them because I'm actually more worried about kicking my opponent's ass and just letting the crowd eat that up. And I think they kind of just enjoy that. So that's kind of my way of them bonding with me as a heel.
Have you had a match where you had to flip the switch, where no matter what you did, they were just not loving you or hating you?
Well, yeah. Also, it doesn't help when your opponent is like yelling at the fans, and you're like, you're not supposed to be yelling at them. They like you.
Right.
And you're like, and you're like, wait, never mind. I'm just gonna kick you. And they're like, yeah, kick her. So I mean, sometimes you just have to be ready and always ready to kick anyone's ass, and just not let anyone try to come back at you. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Your favorite opponent?
Favorite opponent.
Or opponents. Besides Seville.
Well, I love wrestling Seville. Love wrestling him. I have like a list, and it's like the same people I wrestle because we always have great matches. We like know each other so well, like Reyes and Kikyo and Seville. I had a really good match with Candace in February. I think last year, maybe it's 2 years now. I don't know. I'm kind of forgetting the time now. But we got to wrestle once in AWS. I'd really like to wrestle her again. So I always watch her. I'm very impressed by her.
Eli Everfly.
What?
You kick his ass?
Are you asking?
For a minute, I just saw like Ronda Rousey right now.
Well, I was just like, what? It was funny. Sorry.
Would you like to step in the ring with him?
I honestly wouldn't even give him the time of day.
All right. Is there any wrestler here in California or anywhere that you would like to step in the ring with besides me?
Yeah, definitely. For right now, hold on. We're gonna wrestle right now outside the. Just kidding. But no,
so remember the kick in the nuts, please.
Definitely, that
Thank
one's
you.
for you. But from Mexico, the Dark. Shaitan. I'd love to wrestle her. I met her at Queen of the Death match. She won Queen of the Death match. Congratulations to her, but it only put the target on her back, and now I just want to wrestle her even more. And of course, like I said, Christina, Mephisto. I mean, just anyone. I mean, I've been watching a lot of like some East Coast girls. It's like everyone, you know how weird Facebook is. It's like you're like, oh, I'm friends with all these people. I didn't even realize. It's like, motherfuckers, I challenge all of you. I want to wrestle all my friends on Facebook, all my friends on Instagram, no matter what state, country. I challenge all of them. So if there's promoters out there, if we're friends on Facebook, Instagram, if they're liking my photos, if I'm liking theirs, book that shit.
There's a social media plug there.
There is, right?
What's the bloodiest or worst match you've had that you can remember? You probably were like, I wouldn't do this match again.
Well, it wasn't a match, but the bloodiest I think I got was when BC Killer cut my head open with his fucking whatever you call that thing. Is that even legal to use? I don't know. It's like a knife.
That little
yeah, I don't know. It's some crazy fucking blade with like a swizzle. I don't know. Yeah, that was fun with Rob Black, not. So, he definitely. I mean, I've hit him in the head a couple times for payback with light tube, but he didn't nearly bleed as bad as I bled, so that was not my favorite. Because Queen of the Death match, I had fun. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was fun out there. Like, we just had fun kicking each other's ass, and like the second round, I think someone made me a thumbtack bra. So it was like, you know what I mean? It was just like at that point, it was like, let's bleed, let's have fun, it's on. So I mean, I don't know. There's never like, oh, I don't want to do that again. Unless it's like something, you know what I mean, where I'm like helpless. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of fun with it, those kind of matches.
Is there a type of match you haven't had that you really would like to have?
I'd like to have a cage match.
Not an invisible cage match.
Not an invisible cage match. I mean, well, I don't know. I'm down for anything. Any kind of stipulation. I don't know. Whatever. Can't think of anything specific, but yeah, I'm down.
Do you have any goals that you want to go to? You know, some want to do WWE, Ring of Honor, TNA. Does that come to mind?
I mean, like I did, you know, when you grow up, you're like, oh, I want to get there, and then you kind of see what it is right now. And, you know, I'm proud to see, like, NXT is, like, something different, because with women, again, going back to that, like, weird bubble around women's wrestling is, like, you know, you have to be 6 foot and blonde and huge tits and this and that. It's, like, it's nice to see that there's, like, finally a different look to divas, you know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, you don't need to look like that. You can be tiny and kick ass still. You can be 5'3" and kick ass. Like, so, I mean, I think still some places kind of limit you still. So to me, the goal is to just get out everywhere and kind of spread my, like I said, my vision and just what I have and who I am as a wrestler, and kind of just get everywhere to see. And I'd love to wrestle as many states as I can, you know, Japan, Canada, Mexico, go out, and Australia, things like that. And of course Europe, you know, just everywhere. I just want to get out everywhere, kind of on my own terms. I guess that's the goal.
You still watch wrestling on
I
TV?
do. I'm guilty of it.
Which one are you? Is the cannot miss show?
We always watch WWE, but we record everything. But I kind of skim through most of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
About
3
Lucha?
hours is too much.
You're telling me. I'm like, I saw this last week. So yeah.
Another promo.
What do you think of the new girls? I know you touched on it a little bit, but like Sasha and Charlotte and Becky. And
I think that with WWE, that the way I say limit you, it's like, I feel with the females, they don't want the fans to realize they're as good as the boys.
Right.
I still feel like there's that thing with wrestling where it's like, it's kind of old school, where they're like, oh, we don't want to put women in with men. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't make sense. But it's like, in this day and age, it's like, I don't know. It's like you're only kind of hurting us when you keep that little female bubble that you have, like, and don't let them actually show what they can do. Like, I know Paige is a great wrestler. I've seen her have great matches. And then, like, on WWE, where they're like, 3-minute match, she won with 2 moves.
Right.
2, what? What the fuck? Whoa, okay. So it's like, I love that whole give divas a chance thing. Is great. But so I think they're kind of finally showing, like, hey, this is a match. This is how we can wrestle. These are our moves. And people are like, holy shit. Oh, I didn't know you guys can do that.
Right.
So it's
and
nice.
they're getting cheered by the crowd more.
Yeah, like, you notice the Bellas have definitely gone a lot more,
Right.
you know, under their belt now. You're like, whoa, they never did that, like, 2 years ago. So it's cool.
Who would you like to wrestle one of those divas? Let's say.
Does it have to be an active diva?
No.
'Cause I'd love to wrestle Lita. I mean, that's, everybody loves Lita. Lita's great. I don't know. I guess there's nothing like in wrestling that I'm really watching that I'm just like, oh wow, I'd love to wrestle that.
Because I would love to see you wrestle Paige.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, people say that, but
I could
bitch
just see
stole my
that.
gear. Oh, bitch stole my gear. I'm sorry.
I like
Never
to
noticed.
And prove whose house it belongs to.
You know what? I like to see her
Right.
against Paige. Maybe Sasha.
Sasha Banks.
Sasha
yes.
Banks.
Well, yeah,
It'd be interesting, the two
I was going to say
different
Charlotte
gimmicks.
Webb. I'm thinking of Ric Flair's daughter.
Charlotte Webb. Squash.
No,
Dead.
he's just showing his age here today.
Shut your.
Charlotte Webb is not too old. But I look a lot like on the indies, kind of.
Yes.
Like people that you're not really aware of in other countries and states and things like that, and you're like, oh, there's other weird, like, alternative, kind of weird looking, or things like that. Like, I don't know.
Lucha Underground.
There's only 2 females there. Is
Well,
there
we
not?
gotta get you in there.
Well,
Why
two
not?
that
Yeah,
wrestle,
you
which is
could be-
Right.
Sexy Star and
And
Ivelisse.
Ivelisse?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys have 2 females on your roster? It's time to broaden that up.
I think you know what? I think your gimmick would go very well in Lucha Underground.
I mean, I don't
We have
know.
to pitch it to what's his name, Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, that's true, right?
Yeah, we have to pitch it to him.
I thought it was
You know what?
Robert Gennable.
We have Chris DeJoseph coming on next Sunday, so I'm gonna pitch it to him
There you go.
All right.
I'll just leave my 8x10 on the table.
and tell him, hey, you know what? We need the Pumpkin Queen
There you go.
in Lucha Underground.
Serious.
Any guys
So?
that on the current scene that you would like to be in the ring with, just to kind of shut them up?
Indies or?
Indies.
'Cause
'Cause I know Ray's was well, of course, was PP Ray, not Avalon.
Me and Ray
Ray
had a
Rosas.
great match with Ray Rosas and
Right.
Peter Avalon. I'd love to get in the ring again with Peter Avalon or Ray. I mean, mostly Ray. Peter, but both
Or
of
Ray.
them. Why Ray? Because him and I also came from the same school, and because we just have like this wrestling family heat where it's just like we just see each other, we just start fighting, but it's like out of love, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
just like, okay, you know what? We need to get in the ring, motherfucker. Like there's just that like tension where we just need to wrestle. So, but he's funny. He's really great. We had a lot of fun with the match we had, but PP Ray, they're kind of sleazy. I don't know if you ever noticed.
Yeah,
They're really sleazy.
I noticed that AWS.
Yeah.
I felt
I
a little
know.
uncomfortable. There was a little couple kids there. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this might
Well,
not.
it's been fun with yeah. Thank you. So you saw that.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting into that.
No, I think you stayed on the other side that match.
Tried to. But with valeting and whatnot, like I've gotten to kind of like scrap with a few people like for a second, like B-boy. So
Right.
I'd love to like get in the ring with B-boy and wrestle him rather than just a quick like slap or whatever. You know what I mean? FCW, I'm wrestling Famous B,
Wow.
so that's gonna be really exciting.
That's the homie
I never
right
thought
there.
I'd step in the ring with him, but again, same school, and it's exciting to. I don't know. It's just someone I think will push me, so I'm looking forward to that match. I think that'd be exciting.
Without mentioning names, when you started wrestling, have you had any of the guys be kind of sexist towards you, like, oh, or has everybody been pretty welcoming?
I mean, nobody was like. None of the guys were like rude because I was a girl. It was mostly like them being like drooly boys, where you have to check them like, don't fucking treat me like, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
guys will always treat you like a girl. So it's like you want them to treat you like an equal. Some of the girls when I came in the business were a little hard on me, but that's because any new girl in the business, it's a little harder with guys because it's like most girls won't last in the business, especially. I mean, most people don't last in the business, so especially girls go through it a lot faster. So I think they were kind of like. Didn't know if I was gonna stick around or whatnot, and then after they did, they gave me respect. So it's like you just gotta earn it. So it was okay.
I was gonna ask you about Ray's. I mean, she's big, strong.
Very strong, yeah, powerhouse.
How comfortable are you when when you're in the ring with somebody like that?
To be honest, before I ever got to wrestle like Kikyo and Ray's, I was pretty terrified. Because, yeah, they're powerhouses, but, like, we work so well together, and we kind of know each other so well where we can, like, duck and dodge each other, and then until that last, like, damn it, oh, she got me, kind of. So, but it's, like, fun. We just have fun with each other because, like, I love them because both of them, they're not like okay, let's just wrestle and let's have this hold and let's look cute. They're also two girls that aren't out there to just look cute. They're always like trying to think of innovative things to do that would push both of us. You know what I mean? So it's always fun. I always like wrestling both of them. It's like not intimidating anymore. It's fun.
Is there any match you would go back and wish you could erase? If it's on YouTube, or just say like, God, I wish this match would have come off.
No, because I think I learned from all my matches. I mean, even like a couple weeks ago, I had the worst fucking match in my life. But you just have to take everything as an experience. Like, if you can't communicate with someone, it's like, well, what are you gonna do when you go to Japan? What are you gonna do when you go to Mexico and you can't talk? Like, you kind of just have to work through it and think like, why was that bad? What could be better? It's like training, I love watching all my old training stuff because you're like, oh my god, that's how far I've come. Great.
Right. Except for Butcher, he's still in training.
I wish I had our training match. It was fun.
What's your diet like?
My diet?
To keep yourself in great shape.
Did I just
You
look
put her
really
on the
guilty?
spot.
I think I just looked really guilty.
It was the Starbucks. The way you looked at the Starbucks, I think gave it away.
No,
Well, because
I
look,
mean,
you're training hard. You still got, you look in tremendous shape. I'm just
well,
wondering.
thank you.
What's your
I
diet like?
appreciate it.
You know she's married.
I know she's married.
Okay.
I'm not
Which is
making
very
a passing
respectful.
move.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, it's true with wrestling, you gotta keep up with it and just stay on top of things because it's like your body is not what you're selling, that sounds weird, but your body is your like instrument, you know what I mean? So it's like you're not doing any favors by cheating yourself, but at the same time I'm not like the healthiest person that I should be. I recommend going to the gym. So anything I say I do right now, I'm not saying do it. Don't lead by my example. But because I'm the pumpkin queen. I like candy. I like treats. That's why there's not candy in my bucket sometimes. I do eat a lot of Oreos and a lot of sweets.
Do you train like maybe twice or 3 times out of the week? Or?
I mean, I try to train when I can, but if I can't, I always work out at home. Even if it's like a push-up or a sit-up. That way I know I can get my fat ass up. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I can still move. It's okay. But that's why it's like...
people problem.
I watch a lot of horror movies, eat a lot of cookies, but I mean, it is important to kind of stay up, so you're not just like in the ring. Try to avoid that sometimes, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I just try to work out consistently, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm gonna ask you a non-wrestling question. Back to the horror real quick, because you say you love horror movies. When you were young, little girl, what movie scared the shit out of you?
That's a great question, but honestly, when I'm young, I can't really, I'm telling you, Alf scared the shit out of me.
There has to be one, like for me, and my wife, The Exorcist is not allowed in my house. She will not allow it anywhere near our house. I'll watch the movie, and yes, I'm a big pussy. I will watch the movie, and she'll tell you, I will go to the room, and I'll be flicking the switch without looking, because I can imagine that little girl on my bed. So is there a movie that just like, or how about The Exorcist?
As stupid as it sounds, like the scary movie that I can remember as a kid, and I still can't look on my roof when I'm outside, is Signs.
Oh.
Because of that fucking alien that's like on top of the house, and when the alien walks by the camera, like that kind of shit, I was just like, no. Like when you're little, I know it's like the least scary movie, but when I guess I was just young enough that I thought it was real, you know what I mean? Like I used to think Jungle Cruise was real when I was a kid. That thing was like there's not real hippos there? So I mean, yeah.
I didn't watch Signs. I'm terrified of aliens.
Yeah.
I walked out of that movie, Fire in the Sky. I've seen that movie. It was supposedly where some guy gets abducted by aliens. The spaceship showed up in the first 5 minutes. I swear to you, I paid like $10 to watch it. I walked out of the theater.
Like, no thanks.
No, thank you.
No,
that's the UFO.
No idea what the movie's about.
I didn't know. I was like,
Yeah.
and I saw it, and oh hell no, I'm out of here.
E.T.'s back.
Your favorite Stone Cold Steve Austin match? Feud.
Well, of course, with The Rock.
The Rock.
Can I say I'm a stoner? Sorry. I don't remember things that
That's
well.
okay.
I'm terrible with, like, matches and, like, years. My husband's great for that. He's, like, my encyclopedia. But, I mean, anything with The Rock was always just, like, they were just so great together. And, again, like, when you watch, like, old matches, you're like, you just break down like what they do, and it's like it's just such a different match from now, you know, where everyone's just like this and 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 this, and you're like, whoa, what the okay, hold on, slow down. Like, I love watching their stuff. They're just so great. They're such characters, and they know how to connect to the crowd and with each other. Those are always my favorite.
And when they sang the Margaritaville together, that
Oh
was
goodness,
great.
that was funny.
Would you like to see Austin in the ring one more time, or do you think he should stay out?
Well, I mean, for me, if I saw Austin, I'd probably cry like a little girl. Actually, I think he should, because he seems pretty up with things now with his shows, and like he's not just like kicking his boots up. He seems pretty active still, so it'd be great to see him again.
Being a huge Stone Cold fan, as I am, if you were to book WrestleMania 32, who would you put him in against?
I mean, people want to put him with like Lesnar and like Undertaker. I see that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question, especially right now.
Put him in with Sage. Get it over with.
Right? I was just, okay,
Well, here's something a little different. How do you feel about the drama, wrestling drama, like on social media, locker rooms and stuff like that?
What do you mean? Like,
Gossip, rumors, you know, all the BS sometimes that goes on behind the indie scenes.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, any locker room is gonna have their chit chat and their gossip, and people are gonna have their friends and their enemies. It's kind of like with anything else. You just kind of have to keep your head high, keep your bullshit meter high, and kind of like, honestly, DTA. It's just the way it is. You just kind of it sucks. But I like saying, like, expect everyone to stab you in the back, so that way when they don't, you're pleasantly surprised. Which is why I say don't be a wrestler when you ask me why I'm like, oh, you want to be a wrestler? There's a lot of shady fucking people in this business. But, you know, you just got to keep on keeping on and have fun with it and ignore all the bullshit and just try to be a good example for everybody else around you and whatnot, and hopefully, you know, the bullshit will stay away from you. But it doesn't always, so it's unfortunate. You just have to keep your head high and kind of stay away from negative people and not let people spread lies about you, because they will, and they'll say a lot of mean things about you, but that's why I said you have to have a thick skin. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you know, you just have to be you and be real so people see, you know, what the truth is, and not spread lies and not gossip, because it's like that just makes it easier for the next person to be, oh, yeah, I did hear, oh, this and that. You know, it's just better to keep things to yourself and have fun. It's like, if you're not having fun, what's the point? Why make it like a high school like locker room?
Well, because
like
even with because I watch the Divas, I mean, I enjoy watching it, and they even say themselves that they have their little, you know, high school drama behind locker rooms. But the next question I was going to ask you, AWS final show. Well, I don't want to say final, but you know, the last show in September.
Breaking till they take a break.
So they take a break. What are your thoughts about that?
About them taking a break?
Well, you know, Bart wants to relax a little bit.
I mean, I understand. Like I said, he's been a great, like, source, I think, for wrestling down here with, like, female wrestling and bringing in different people for us all to wrestle and putting on just, like, an interesting, different kind of show. So I'm really bummed that he's not going to be around, because I know I've grown a lot through AWS. I mean, I've got to valet for Hudson, I think for Candace once, Christina Von Eerie even, you know, Jekyll's Chupacabra, and the people I've got to wrestle there. I've really developed there as a wrestler. Like, they do a lot for their wrestlers. So, like, it's really, you know, it's a bummer to see them take a break, but I can understand. I mean, even like with wrestlers, we get tired and we just, what do you call it? We get exhausted. So promoters dealing with all those wrestlers is like being like a kindergarten teacher. You just have to deal with all these like little kids that are crying. So I can imagine. I can understand. I think Bart needs the time off, and, you know, I think anybody says health is more important than anything. So it's like, if you're not healthy, you can't put yourself out there for everybody else, really. So, I mean, it's justified.
I think what Bart wants to do, he just wants to go to Hawaii and lay on a hammock and have a few Coronas if that's his beer. I don't know what he drinks, but...
Hey, he can take the AWS roster, too. That'd be nice.
Yeah, there you go. You know, there's Sage, there's David, and myself. So, please, we could take a break.
Now, you and your husband are both in the business.
Yes, he's an announcer. He's a commentator for UEW.
How hard is it to... I mean, when you guys are apart, is it hard to be apart, or you guys have gotten used to being apart, or...
It's never, like, too long. Like, I did that, Indiana show, so that was fun. But, like, We're just, we keep in contact and stuff, and then we're just happy to see each other when we come back. So it's like, we know we're just doing what we love and not trying to stress each other out. Like, what are you doing? Come home. You suck. Like, no.
You guys
he's very
give each
supportive.
other little tips every now and then. Like,
Oh,
if
yeah.
he sees you do something, he's like, oh, maybe you should have done like this, or you tell him like, ah.
Yeah, he's always trying to show me like different things, because he's very like savvy with it, like watching it. He doesn't wrestle himself, but like, at home everyone's like a wrestler, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they have like great moves, and I'm like, wow, I never thought of things like that. But most of all, he's like so supportive. He's like my biggest fan almost, where he's like always pushing me and like reminding me, just always keeping me positive and things like that when it's like when I am feeling exhausted and things like that. Like, he's always there. So we're always there for each other. So it's nice to have that support system.
Is it nerve-wracking to wrestle when he's there and he's there? Or are you kind of used to it already?
When I'm wrestling PP Ray, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite.
You can see the green eye monster coming out a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for reasons I'm sure you can tell, but also like when I am doing things where I'm bleeding, you know what I mean? I always make sure that someone tells him I'm okay, because I'm sure he's just imagining the worst. So we just check on each other, things like that.
Now, he was a trainer, right? Also. Her husband.
No, he just commented. I mean, he worked a little. He got to wrestle, but he's a commentator.
And he's a great
announcer.
Commentator. He is a lot. I've heard of.
Thank
I've seen
you
his
so
work.
much.
He's really great. So,
Yeah.
hi Kyle.
it.
If you still remember me, it's been a long time.
Yeah, he knows you.
I'll lie to him.
You're not the butcher.
You're the only one. We had
Aw.
a signing with him a couple days ago. He had nobody in line.
Here's where it all starts out.
Have a feud on. Have fun.
Aw. Poor
Finish
butcher.
it off. Finish. It's all yours.
I don't have anything to say.
No, I'm
My
not.
bad.
I'm just kidding, Butcher. I'm just kidding. Tell us where they can find you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. all the fun
Mostly
stuff.
like, the Pumpkin Queen, Sage Sin. Usually if you put those somewhere in there, you'll find me. I always tell people not to mix it up, because unfortunately there's someone that's a little X-rated. That's not me. I promise you it's not me. But if you mix up my name, you'll find it, and you'll be really confused for a
Yesterday I saw
second.
Sin.
I think I
That's
found him
why
on Instagram.
I always have to throw that out there, because sometimes people are like, what? Not me. So always make sure it's Sage Sin in that order completely. Yeah, but the Pumpkin Queen, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. That's pretty much it.
Merchandise. Do you have all the pumpkins on sale, or those are just on the show, or are those on the website? I see some custom ones.
Yeah, sometimes I have
I
shirts.
saw a really cool action figure of her.
Yeah, I've been very again, having fans and having people that make you an action figure is like, holy fuck, I never thought that would ever happen. It's kind of like a bucket list, like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
To have a couple, like a Funko and some weird other couple dolls. It's not cool when people sell your dolls without you knowing.
Right.
That sucks. So don't sell my fucking dolls without my permission. But thank you for making them.
See, heel face right there.
See? Hot gold.
comes
Trick
out.
or treat, trick or treat. But I have shirts sometimes. I always have prints. Sometimes I have pins. Right now I'm coming out with plushies, little plushies. Sometimes I make hand-painted masks of different like face paints that I do. And then, Halloween. You guys should just stay tuned, because it's going to be full of tricks or treats and lots of just exciting stuffs and grab bags and candy, I'm sure. Things like that.
I want a bag with Reese's Pieces, Kit Kats.
Because of E.T.
No, I didn't. You know
Reese's
what?
Pieces.
Oh, that's right. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Kit Kats, and M&Ms. And what else? And Twix.
Well, that's all chocolate, and chocolate melts at wrestling shows, so I never bring chocolate. People will notice
But it'll
that.
be October.
It's true, but it's Los Angeles, so.
No, never mind. We haven't had
I
any
want
rain.
a pumpkin with a T-shirt and an action figure, so I can put it with my little personal collection.
Aw,
Oh, and an autograph photo.
we'll make
there you
that
have
happen. We'll make that happen.
See, keep it simple.
You're such a kiss ass.
No problem with that either.
Nothing wrong with wanting
Pumpkin
merch.
patch here on Halloween. at the
Yes, we
wrestling
should have.
festival.
You know what? We should do
should.
that. A pumpkin patch right here, and have you be our
That would
guest
be
of honor.
amazing.
Would you do it?
I'm down.
All right, you heard it.
We got to get some scary people. Not that I'm saying you're scary, but we got to get some scary wrestlers.
Just have Roy come in with no.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
You want to get Roy started?
But everyone has to wear a costume. Everyone else.
Oh,
does.
absolutely. I'll just put on my all beef costume, Patty.
Oh hell no.
It's a butcher. It's all beef.
Oh.
100% beef.
Did you notice the silence? Like,
He's used to it from his wrestling matches.
no,
Oh.
no. Wah, wah, wah. No love for the butcher.
Where did that come from?
And, all right, real quick. Any favorite wrestler? Who's your favorite wrestler right now? WWE, Lucha Underground, TNA, Ring of Honor, Indie. Who's your favorite right now? No pressure.
Jeff Hardy's still wrestling?
Yes.
I love him so much. My
Tell,
husband gets
hair
mad.
Kinda,
Somehow it worked out like that. Honestly, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to copy him. But, like, he's just gotten so creative.
He's got the hair and the makeup going there too, so you know.
He's pretty good looking.
female Jeff
But,
Hardy. Female Jeff Hardy.
I've actually had that hashtag. If you look it up, you might find me, which is pretty funny. Which is not a bad thing. I'm honored for people to call me a female Jeff Hardy. I've, sometimes try to, I guess, emulate them a little and with what they do, and especially with Lita. I mean, just always watching them. They were great to watch, so I love him. He's great. He's very creative.
That Willow gimmick that he had.
Hey, don't talk shit. That was like his OG gimmick. That's great. Read their book, motherfucker. Read their book. Sorry.
See,
No,
she
it was
loves her
cool.
Jeff Hardy.
I did like this Creatures of the Night thing when I kind of started wrestling. Then I was like, oh, he has that. I'm not copying him. I promise I wasn't copying him. So it kind of dropped off. But I always love calling my fans creatures.
No cheap shot to any group. Well, to this group, because not that I hate them or anything, but I'm not gonna see you as part of that revelation.
No, don't worry. I don't think so. I mean, my wrestling brother JD Horror is part of Cult Fiction, so I mean, they got my back more than Revelation, the Resistance, all those like. No, yeah, don't worry.
Before we wrap up, have you had any serious injuries? Usually Butcher addresses that, but he didn't.
Well, you're on a roll right now.
Oh shit.
Any serious injuries?
Luckily, I've been very fortunate not to have anything too bad. I mean, the first thing that made me start training, I got thrown out of the ring by Thunder Kitty onto my face. Then that made me learn I should probably learn how to get thrown out of a ring right when I was valet, or when I was actually ring announcing. But, I mean, hitting the jaw a couple times where it clicks. I bit a hole through my tongue once on accident. I got kicked, and that was my fault. I took my tongue ring out because of wrestling.
Yeah, I was
I didn't
gonna say, you had a tongue ring.
Long ago, I didn't want to bite my tongue off, so I took it out. Rolled my ankles recently, both of them, stupidly. So they're kind of getting better, luckily. Yeah, I mean, no, I've been really fortunate, luckily, not to have anything.
Do you still keep in touch with Munchie Cheat?
Yeah, I see him. He comes to UEW all the time.
Really? I haven't seen him in ages. Maybe I could hook him. Maybe you could hook me up with some. I would say Viagra, but I would say Herbalife.
You know what he's thinking about.
Actually, you know what? Herbalife does carry Viagra.
Well then.
Let me ask you this: Ray's has a little tradition or superstition before she does her shows, which is watch American Dad. Do you have any
That's interesting.
crazy
No,
traditions
honestly, I
or
guess
anything
I
you make sure
don't.
you have to do? Don't wash your socks.
I mean, besides just get your ring stuff
Eat the
together.
pumpkins.
Yeah, like feed the kids, make sure they're okay. All the different color pumpkins I have. That's what I gotta pick out which one I want for that day. And just load up the kids, which are the pumpkins. Make sure I've got my crown and my staff, and say a little voodoo really quick, and we're good to go. Yeah, nothing besides that. It's all the usual stuff.
Do you have any little advice for your little voodoos out there that want to become maybe
Little pumpkins.
She gets what I'm trying to say. Anyone that wants to become a pro wrestler.
Just pretty much what I said before is just have a thick skin, make sure it's what you want to do, and just be tough. Make sure they treat you like an equal. Don't let the boys give you shit. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
See, Butcher, don't give her shit.
I never did. You did.
Did I hear that? My wife is talking to me off air here, telling me, "Did you hear that? If you ever need a manager, I'm available."
Good to know.
No,
Good to
actually,
know.
yeah, he wouldn't be a good.
He wouldn't be
manager.
good.
You should actually get in the ring against Luncheto.
He has a twin brother, and his twin
Yeah.
brother is horrible. I lost a couple of matches because of him.
It's so bad.
So
I am undefeated, unlike you.
Yeah,
in a
undefeated
wrestling match. Well, I just want to say thank you again, Sage, for
Thank you
coming
guys
on.
so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
So August the 29th, Sage Shin versus Laura the Destroyer James at
AWS.
AWS at 9535 California Avenue, Southgate, California 90280. Be there early. Bell times at 7:30.
And then we also have one more before that, which is the Freak Show.
Can I plug a few things?
Yes.
I've got some other
Go for
dates.
it.
I don't have the addresses. Sorry, I'm not too prepared. But I've got UEW Hysteria August 8th. I get my title match with Biagio Crescenzo. Very excited for that. And then Freak Show August 15th will be at the UEW Arena as well. AWS August 29th. Very excited for that. For the last couple shows. Hope everybody can come out and support those. And then FCW September 18th. I get to wrestle Famous B. Super excited. And then Halloween shows will be exciting too. So look forward to those.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't wait.
from the butcher, Roy, the wife, and our other guest, thank you again.
Thank you guys so
You're
much.
amazing. Thanks,
Thank
man.
you
It's
guys.
always great to see
Thank
you.
you guys so much.
Yeah.
For the butcher and of course me, David, we are
Peace.